Want to speak real Italian from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at ItalianPod101.com.
Hello everyone, welcome back to ItalianPod101.com. My name is Daisy, mi chiamo Daisy, and in this video we're gonna talk about money. So keep watching and discover about living costs in Italy. Il costo della vita in Italia. Il costo della vita in Italia. So the first thing that you need to live in a country or to live anywhere else in the world is a place to stay at, right? So let's talk about rent. Rent is affitto, affitto in Italian. To rent is affittare, affittare. The owner is called proprietario, proprietario. I know this is hard to say, but it's also kind of satisfying to pronounce it. Proprietario, proprietario, the owner, while you, the tenant, would be called affittuario, affittuario, the one that lives in, the one who rents, from affittare, which is to rent, right? The price of the rent really depends on the city and the region that you're in, and of course, if it's in the city, it's more expensive than outside. But on average, we can say that it's 10 euros per meter square. Per square meters, this. That means that for a house that it's about 50 square meters, you're supposed to pay at least 600 euros, okay? Some more useful vocabulary can be contratto, contratto, contract, that you have to sign to have a rent, and something that you want to confirm before you sign is the amount of spese condominiali. Spese condominiali. The condo phase, buildings expenses, because sometimes they're not specified, and that's when you will pay more than what you expected, which is not a nice surprise. So better ask before about spese condominiali. Spese condominiali, which are usually about 50, sometimes even more, but it depends on the building, of course. Then we have the bills. So bollette, bollette, bollette are the bills. We have acqua, water, acqua, gas, it's just gas. And for electricity, we don't really say elettricità, but luce. Luce, the light. Luce, gas, acqua. That's the three main things that you have to pay for. And maybe we want to also put the internet, which is internet in Italian as well. And we can count about, let's say, 100 euros for that. 100 euro. 100 euros. 100 euro. Of course, that also really depends on the usage that you do of it, like how much you spend, how much energy you use. But that's also something that is going to be cut if you can share the house with someone, right? Something else that we need to talk about is transportations, trasporti, trasporti. Here too, it really depends on the city. It goes from 20 to 50 euros per month for the monthly pass for buses and trains. So let's say 50 in the worst case scenario, and the pass is called abbonamento. Abbonamento. Abbonamento mensile, monthly pass, mensile, while settimanale, settimanale is weekly, the weekly pass. Abbonamento settimanale. Maybe you're using a car and 1 liter of gasoline, which is benzina, benzina, is always around €1.40, sometimes even more, rarely less. As for food, considering that the classic Italian breakfast is about, on average, €2, €2, okay, for caffè or cappuccino and brioche, and €1.5 for a liter of milk, latte, €2.50 for a dozen of eggs, una dozzina di uova, If we consider that a pizza can go from 3.5, and I'm not talking about a slice, but a whole pizza, and you may be wondering why that has to be considered, and if you're gonna live here, you're gonna get like us, meaning you're gonna have pizza at least once a week. That being said, it goes from 3.5 euros till 10, let's say, one pizza, it depends on the restaurant. And considering that fast food is around maybe 8 euros, I'm talking about the whole menu, of course, then you can spend less. And that a restaurant can be, let's say, 25 euros per person minimum. A study proved that on average, one person spends 250 euros per month. Then, of course, it depends on the kind of life that you're living. Like if you go to the restaurant every day, that's gonna be way more expensive, while if you are on a budget, maybe you don't go out at all, you don't even eat pizza. So of course those are things that always need to be considered. And also keep in mind that south is usually cheaper than the north. But that being said, my tip is, no matter where you are, to go and look for markets. We have markets, I mercati, every morning, every day of the week. There are markets, you just need to find out where. If you're in a small city, there is the possibility that they only hold that once or twice a week, but there has to be one, okay? And if you go there, it's gonna be cheaper and things are fresher as well. And lastly, let's talk about entertainment. Let's say that you wanna go to the cinema. Il cinema, andare al cinema, will cost you about 7 euros, 7 to 8 just for the ticket. And if it's 3D or something, 10 euros. And I'm not talking about any discounts here, okay? Just the regular ticket. While if you're going to a museum, that's also about 10 euros, right? Here my tip is to look for not even coupons, even though there are some, but just for the days. For the cinema, usually it's Wednesday, but for museums, depending on the city, in my city, for example, in Turin, the first Tuesday of the month, they're free. So that's my tip there. Just gather information, just check. Go to the info point in your city, check online. There are always days when there are discounts. Discounts, by the way, which is another important word if we were talking about budget, is sconti. Sconti. So let's try to sum the expenses, le spese, spese. If we have affitto, we said 600 euros, but let's say you are gonna split it with someone. So let's say 300 euros. Then we add 100 for bills, ok? Quindi affitto 300 euro. Plus 100 euro per le spese, for utilities, 400, right? 400. Let's say 50 euro, 50 euros for transportations. And 250 for food, 250 cibo, and let's add 100, 100 for entertainments, so divertimenti. With this only, we're about 800 euros, right? We're around 800 euros, 800 euro. But we're not counting any expenses for daily life and, let's say, clothes, and if you need to buy books for school or anything else, right? So we're just talking about the bare minimum, 800 euros, and salaries are usually around, let's say, 1,200, 1,200, 1,200, starting at, it should. Then sometimes it's even less, and I'm talking about a full time. So yeah, this is just a general idea. Then of course there are many variants that have to be considered, but let's say that to live in Italy you need at least 800 euros a month, 800 euro al mese. Although there are many other details that can be considered, I hope this video gave you a general idea and some useful vocabulary for your life in Italy, for your vita in Italia. And if you want to learn more useful expressions for your future life in Italy, make sure to subscribe and sign up for your free lifetime account on italianpod101.com. Thank you for watching, grazie, and I hope to see you soon. Ci vediamo presto. Ciao ciao, bye bye.